Hey, good morning. Happy Sunday, July 21st, I believe. My goodness, 2024 is flying by. I was counting the other day. We're like 11 weeks or so away from the Now Honors and the Power of Pink. I cannot wait. This is our fourth annual Now Honors and Power of Pink. We're here in Las Vegas live. We moved to a new venue. We're going to be inside the Palms Hotel and Casino at the Brendan Theater. There it is. I'm super excited, and I'm hoping to order a full moon. That would be awesome. Full moon looks just like the picture, but who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I have no idea where our guest is today. I have tried to reach him. There he is. Okay. I'm like, where's my buddy? Where's my pal? He's coming in just a second. But while he's getting ready, I figured, let's talk for a minute. What are you guys doing in October? Are you coming to the event? Are you going to come hang out with us? You don't want to miss it. And starting this week, every Wednesday we do a recap. So starting this week, every Wednesday, not only will we recap the week before, but we're going to show you some clips and some highlights from previous events, previous Now Honors and Powers of Pink, because people have said, I haven't seen it. I don't know. So Alan's like, you know what? Let's make sure they can see it. Let's make sure it's out there. So he is working like crazy to make sure you guys can get some highlights, some clips, see some of the speakers from previous years, all that good stuff. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. So you don't want to miss this face on Wednesdays when we do the recap, because you get to see a little bit from last year and maybe the year before. And who knows, we may go all the way back to the virtual in 2021. We're just about ready to go. I cannot wait to have my buddy up here. This man has always had my back. Every time I see him, he makes sure, no matter whether there's 2 people in the room or 200 people in the room, he finds a way to come over, say hi, how you doing, what's up with you, and make sure everything is good, not just for me, but in the room, period. He makes you feel safe and secure. I'll explain that later. But he also is a great, great friend. Are you ready to go, Richard? Let's go, everybody. Richard Gordon's in the house. What's happening?
Good morning, Tigo. Good morning, everyone. Tigo, you always ignite my soul. Whether I see you on the Zoom call, I see you on your broadcast, you are consistent, igniting souls. I love that about you.
You're amazing, brother. And like I said, you make everybody feel welcome, secure, happy, but that's in your soul. I know that, but it's also been a great passion of yours because you are a martial arts expert. We'll get into everything else, but you're a martial arts expert for years now, correct?
Yeah, it's funny when you start doing the math, it's over 40 years now. So I used to want to say I'm experienced for years, and then the years became decades. So yes, 40 years, pretty much the majority of my life.
Have you ever run into some of the young people that maybe you worked with 20 or 30 years ago and they've told you, how being a part of your life and you being a part of theirs has changed their journey?
Yes, absolutely. And thanks for bringing that up, because that's the key of what we do. Again, as we were younger, we had people we looked up to, whether it was our family or the neighbors or friends that mentor us. And so you and I both, we saw that as our responsibility as the next generation. And so I love when people come to me and they convey that something that I had said or something that I had done, just, walking the walk and talking the talk. And they say, you impacted me. And there's nothing more beautiful than that. And again, that's God inspired, because it's something I might not have even specifically said to them. I didn't think it was going to be symbolic. It was just something that resonated with them. And that's always very special. So yeah, keep contact with all of these folks. I've been at weddings and christenings and baptisms, and I've been best man at weddings, graduation. So yeah, that's the beauty of when you can plant seeds and then you see the fruit.
One of the things, and immediately when we met, three plus years ago now, when we met, immediately you were brother, immediately you were family, because you feel like family. And then on top of that, you have this quiet power. And I've had that blessing of having somebody in my life that had that quiet power, like my dad. He may have not said a lot of things in public, but he was always watching. He was always there. He made sure that I knew it, that he had my back. And you do the exact same thing. You'll walk up to me, at Secret Knock or some other event, hi, Greg Reed, and you'll just touch me on the shoulder and say, good morning, and just make sure I got you. I'm here. Have you always done that?
No, good question, and thank you. Again, I've had mentors, and unfortunately, my dad passed when I was 8 years old in a car crash, but he instilled that in me. He was the same type, the silent, strong individual, watching, overseeing, and so I learned that listening is more important. You learn so much when you listen. You can be so much more helpful when you listen. Like you walk up to people and you're willing to listen. That's like to people. That's sometimes all they need. They just need someone to listen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now you're doing something special. It's coming up in August. You got an amazing 3-day event coming up, and it feels like that. It feels like quiet power. It feels like energy you need to be in the room. Can you share what this event is? And is there still tickets? Can people still come?
Absolutely. So yes, we're selling tickets very rapidly. And again, it's always interesting as the event gets closer, more people buy tickets. So yes, we will definitely reserve spaces. We want everybody to be there. We have a 1,000 seat auditorium, so we're accommodating enough people that want to come. So the event is called Cytology, a literature fest. And cytology is a word created by my business partner and good friend Adi. And there was no word that existed that looked into the study of truth. So sat is a transcript word, a Sanskrit word that means truth, and ology means the study of. So often people confuse, oh, cytology, it must be religious, it must be this, it must be that. And I understand, people have things in their head, but ology is just the study of criminology, psychology, ophthalmology. So the sat and ology is just the study of truth. So what Adi and I have done is we're looking at what's missing in the world, right? There's so
Mm,
coined the phrase, which works, fake news, right? There's so much fake news. You know that. You are in the media, you are in the social media world and the podcast. There's a lot of like falsities. There's a lot of mythology, which is not truth. So we said, what are people missing at an executive level, successful level? Truth. So we just want to sit down and have a discussion about truth. And the beauty becomes, what is truth? Are there absolute truths? The truth to you is different. Truth to me might be different. But the beauty
mhm.
of conversation, there's a commonality. It's based on our culture, history, spirituality, and language. That's how we're formed. And so, therefore, we're different, but we're not that different once you break it down.
Absolutely amazing. And Dr. Sherry's out there. She's giving us the thumbs up. She's a great supporter. Hey, Dr. Sherry, I want to find out, okay, because I haven't been yet. You know me, I'm a spoiled brat kid when I'm around you. So when I walk in the door day one, what can I expect?
Okay, day one, what we've done, we've assembled a lot of academics, scholars, high level entrepreneurs, but not just successful people, right? Because we know success comes in all shapes and sizes, but these individuals have devoted themselves to giving back, to share their experience, because we know that change is going to occur by people in the community, entrepreneurs, our family, family being, not just blood, but our family that has a common thread that we want to help each other grow physically, spiritually, emotionally, and we want to help the next generation grow. So when you walk in, you'll be confronted by people that have a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of success, which is great for them. But our goal is to how can we help each other? And when that happens, that's when the magic starts.
Amazing. So what's happening day two?
Day two, same concept. So 2-day format of discussions. We're going to have, again, topics that are very thoughtful and very insightful, not just data filled, because data only goes so far. So we're going to be
Right.
looking at stations and topics of how we can make the world better and how we can interact with each other to make it happen. And again, money helps do good works. But again, you need to have a good heart and you need to have the right people at the table to actually use the money correctly. So we're bringing people together to help each other get financially secure so your life and your family is good. And then you can go out in society. We're not selling plans. We're not selling business plans. We're not selling anything. We're selling a community. We're selling a team of people who can come together and call each other up, like you and I confer with each other. We talk to each other. We get advice. And again, as you know, on the high level in your world as well, it's not always about business. Sometimes you just
Right.
want about things or situations or a feeling. A lot of times it comes down to a feeling. And I teach people all the time, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. That's a sign. So be you for you. So that's what we work on. We work on the higher level of the essence of our courses as well. Off of that, the event is going to be transcending the mind. So it all starts in the mind, and it all starts again going back to the beginning of time. Nothing's new. We've been on this earth as humans for a long time. So there's not a whole lot of stuff that humans have not done, experienced, or tapped into, but we've moved so far away. We got so many distractions in the world now.
I love how you said that. We've been on this earth as humans for a long time. I listen to everything you say, sir. You know I do. And you mentioned family, and as everybody pretty much knows now, I'm an adopted child. So I don't have anybody in my family that is blood to me, but that doesn't mean that they're not family to me. And you most definitely are. Before I get into the next question, though, when is it? Where is it? How do they find tickets? All that good stuff.
August 24th and 25th in the beautiful Carlsbad. So we rented a performing arts center at the local high school, which is fairly new, fully accommodating, comfortable to enjoy, interact, and see speakers. And again, Carlsbad is in San Diego. We can also put up the link. It's a satologylitfest.com, and you'll be able to get your tickets there. And again, anybody's welcome. So people say, do I need to be a scholar? Do I need to be an author? No, you just need to be someone who has an open mind and an open heart.
Absolutely. Okay, so I gotta ask you because I know if I was watching this as an audience member, oh, James Dixon's out there. Good morning, sir. Um, if I was watching this as a viewer, I would be saying, I know Richard. We just talked about martial arts. He's about security and body strength and health and wellness and blah blah blah. And now he's talking about this amazing event that seems to be more on the peace side, more of the energy side. Are they different worlds? I know what you're going to say. Or do they blend together perfectly?
I was going to say, great question. And I love your question because you actually know where the answer is going, but you want it to be dispelled out to the audience. So I appreciate that. So yes, just like you said, they're one and the same. And so people who truly know me know that I'm a man of peace, right? I have the skills, I have the discipline, the confidence, the self-control of the martial arts, but it's just a very small part of the physical of martial arts. And so this aligns perfectly with that. In the corporate world, in your world as well, you need to be able to maintain your composure. You need to be able to maintain your self-control, your discipline, your respect. So those are the things that I advocate. So that's why when Adi, my business partner, got together, it was a perfect match because the arts are that. There's the martial arts, there's the cultural arts, there's the ballet arts and music. So they're all one and the same, but people always give the press, I understand why, because it demonstrates well. In the movies, flying through the air, kicking, breaking stuff, the concentration and the focus doesn't display as well as people flipping through the air. Again, it's
right.
World. So I get that. But again, people that know me, they're surprised that I am skilled because they're like, well, you're calm and you're peaceful. You don't seem like a violent guy. And that's a beautiful question because I'm not a violent guy, and neither are you, but we have this God-given ability to protect ourselves and protect our family. Again, that goes back to the beginning of time. There are warriors in the Bible, there are warriors in the Quran. There's warrior in all of our religious texts. So people often confuse that, again, so to me, and I've just posted a couple of days ago that, peace is the ultimate goal. And if we have to engage in violence, then still the ultimate goal is peace.
Absolutely. And it's like I'm sitting here going, I've got 15,000 questions. And I know we only have a limited amount of time, but I love you, brother, and I love hanging out with you and talking with you. Both of us follow in that circle, and I tell everybody it's not a very big world, the motivation, inspiration, thought leader world, but we all kind of travel around the same pond on different lily pads from time to time every year, and we see each other. Most of us are dying to get on that stage. Whether we're on it or not, we just want to be on that stage. You have this energy that sometimes you're on the stage, sometimes you're not. And you have this kind of, if I'm up there, I am. If I'm not, I'm not. But the right people feel your energy, and I can turn around and you're literally holding court outside, in front of the venue or upstairs on the balcony. What is that? Why is this magnet come to you and you just are just Mr. Calm? What is that? Do you know what it is?
I do, and again, it's God given. That's where we start with it. And thank you, Teresa. And you're such an observer of people, and that's what makes you so brilliant because you observe and you watch me. Again, I forget you watch me so well, but again, yeah, it's a God given. We always have our place, right? And you know this. You know, sometimes we need to sit at the head table. Sometimes we need to sit in the back, and it's like a leader. You know, the leader concept is sometimes you lead from the front, sometimes you lead from the middle, and sometimes you lead from the back. And a true leader knows their role. They know where they need to be. And that goes in business, it goes in family, it goes in relationships. I talk about the king and the queen in a relationship. And again, we each have a role. Again, even the king has to concede to the queen at times, and vice versa. So yes, that's what I look at. It sometimes other people need to be on the stage, sometimes I need to be there to get my message out. But again, I just follow the lead of whoever the event is, because I support, as you know, I support the event. So especially Gregory's a good friend. Whatever he needs me to do, I support. If he needs me to get a mop and clean up a spill that happened to avoid, to be safe,
Which has happened.
that's what I'm saying. Real world stuff, friend. You know that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you're here today because you support. I mean, this whole 100-day challenge is about the power of pink and the network of outstanding women. And you've always supported me. You've always supported anything that I am personally doing. But you support women, you support all people that are out there. And before I let you out of here, I've got to ask you, there's probably somebody who's just now getting into, being on stage or networking or whatever, or they're a young person. Yeah, maybe they just got out of college. Maybe they're just going into college this coming fall. And they're going, oh my goodness, I could never be out front. I could never network. I could never be in that room. What do you teach to get people to calm down inside? Because that's the key to me. I have to be calm on the inside no matter what the heck's going on around me in that room in order to stay myself and keep my power in that room. How do you teach that?
Absolutely. And what I teach is I've come to many, many years ago, and it applies to myself, is be you for you. You hear me say that, everyone hears me say that. But the application that becomes is whatever you're at. So we'll use the speaking and getting on stage or networking, is be you for you. Like you said, the work is inside. Once you're comfortable with who you are and you walk into a room, you realize that not everybody is going to gravitate to you. You're not going to gravitate to everybody. As long as you're comfortable in your skin, so to speak, you present yourself and you will attract the right people. And that's the key. And it's the same thing on stage. You and I both know some very prominent speakers, and there are people that dislike them with a passion. There may be no reason. Maybe it's like a mirror image of what they don't like or what they want to be. So the key is to be yourself. You can't please everyone. And we've all heard that from grandma back in the day. But did we listen? No. Because it's kind of like, oh, well, I still want the girls and the guys in school to like me. So, but truly, if you're being you for you, if you're an athlete, then you do the athlete thing and you'll gravitate to the right people. If you're the skater guy, skater girl. So that's what I teach people at networking events. And you see, that's what I do. I'm myself. And there are people like, again, I'm polite and professional. We don't click, and that's fine. Because I'm being myself. So people tend to try to do all kinds of things or go on stage and put forth a persona, which is a fakeness of someone they're trying to be on stage.
Absolutely.
Broadcast as well. Here on your broadcast. That's what makes them very successful. You're not, you don't flip the switch. Hello, this is Tigo coming to you today, live from Las Vegas.
I think you would drive to Vegas and really have a sit down with me if I did that one day.
That's what I'm saying. Really embrace be you for you, which has led to your success, but it's also led to some clashes along the way. But luckily, you've overcome them and stayed true to yourself, which I truly love and appreciate.
Brother, you're amazing. I'm so glad you're a part of my family. I can't wait to see you. Please tell people how they can get in touch with you, the best way to reach out to you. And thanks for just hanging out with me today.
Always my pleasure. Love seeing you. Anytime with you is a very valuable time.
How do they get in touch with you, brother?
Richard.egordon.3. Instagram, Facebook, reach out to me there, and then we can communicate and get up. And I always like to meet people in person. So I'm on the road. Adi and I are doing our goodwill tour. We're all over town, all over places to physically meet people. That's what it's about, relationships.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Okay, everybody, I know you're going, I got it, but I didn't write it down and I don't know. We'll make sure the link to Richard is in the text below. And so that way you can reach out. And then you can also go to tigodirect.com, type in Richard, type in Gordon. He is there. Reach out to him that way and say, hey, I want to come to your event in August. I can't wait to see you. Trust me, he'll get back to you. That's one thing. He makes sure that he always has your back. You're true to you. He's true to himself. And true is what everything is all about. I hope you enjoyed this interview. I know I want you to come back next time, which you know is tomorrow. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.